Hello, my name is Sarah Ashworth and I'm a careers consultant here at the University of Manchester. Welcome to this short talk which considers your reasons for applying to graduate medicine and outlines what to put into your application. As the careers consultants, we hear lots of stories from different individuals explaining why they wish to study medicine. When it comes to your application form and interview, having your own story right down to the personal motivators is really important. Being clear about your reasons for applying will make a big difference to your application. There isn't one universal right reason for studying medicine, so find your own personal drivers. From speaking to students over the years, some of these reasons are stated quite frequently. Some really relish the idea of practically applying some of the science they've learnt in their first degree. Others particularly want the opportunity to make a difference to other people. Some really see the rewards as important. These may be financial or personal rewards. For others, it's about the academic challenge or the challenging work environment. Your advantage when applying as a graduate is that you've had more time to think about why you're suited to a career in medicine and to find out about your strengths. A good tip at this stage is to read the UK Medical Schools Council Guideline to Competencies for Medical Students. This outlines what skills and attributes UK medical schools are looking for. For a broader view of what will be required of you as a graduate from medical school, read a document called Outcome for Graduates. This is published by the GMC, the General Medical Council, and is available on their website as a download. Essentially, it looks at the competencies and attributes of a successful medical school graduate and takes over from a former document called Tomorrow's Doctors. Try to reflect on some of these in your personal statement. To what extent do you feel you match some of these competencies and attributes? And ultimately, remember that your reasons must be rational and honest and framed by your skills and supported by evidence from your own work experience. In speaking to students on a daily basis, I do come across a number of medical students each year who are considering leaving their course for a variety of reasons. Nationally, approximately 3% of medical students leave their course. So whilst this isn't a high number, the cost of doing a medical degree and then dropping out is incredibly high. You need to be really sure that it's the right path for you and do everything you can to test it out before you apply. Some of the reasons that students have talked to me about as a career consultant are demonstrated here. Things like the pressure of being under constant scrutiny. Medicine requires constant assessment of your skills and competencies through both formative and summative assessment. It can be relentlessly testing, and many people find that very difficult to handle. Also, the pressure of having a high level of responsibility for others, a perceived inability to make difficult decisions, and the ethical dilemmas that you might face in day-to-day work. Long working hours, a demanding workload and high level of commitment are also cited as reasons for leaving the course. And of course, a very obvious one for many people is the financial commitment required. You will apply to study medicine via UCAS with a deadline of 15th of October. You can apply to a maximum of 4 courses. Your choice can be a mix of 4 and 5 year medicine courses. As a graduate, you will apply as an individual, so you don't have a centre number to include on your form. The main opportunity you have to express your motivation and experience is in the character-limited personal statement section. Let's have a look at what a good application would contain. A good application has a number of parts to it. One of the most important is that your motivation for medicine is strong, both your motivation for the course and for the career. You need to have clear personal reasons for choosing medicine, which need to be backed up by regular and recent work experience in a caring capacity. Work experience at grassroots level is best, so real hands-on caring experience. A good application also contains a range of hobbies and interests. What you're trying to do in your personal statement is to develop your narrative, explaining how you've come to be applying at this point and what your life includes that makes you a suitable potential candidate for medicine. In terms of hobbies and interests, what they really like to see is that if you have a hobby or an interest that you've engaged with fully while still achieving high grades at university. Recruiting schools want to see that you can balance your time well, that you can engage with opportunities and make space for personal development. They also expect graduate applicants to have knowledge of the healthcare system in the UK, So think about some of the NHS reforms that are occurring currently and some of the discussions that are being had at government level about the priorities for healthcare. A good application also contains examples throughout of strong team working skills, excellent communication, and intellectual potential, and strong commitment to medicine and your own personal development. Now let's have a look at the relevant experience in more detail, as this is a topic careers consultants we are often asked about. Relevant work experience in a healthcare setting can come from a variety of sources. Many students undertake part-time work. These may be roles that involve dealing with people in a stressful situation, communicating with a range of people, and working as part of a close team. Now, this may not always be in a healthcare setting, but any examples that you have of working with difficult situations, dealing with people, will be really valuable evidence of how you work in stressful situations and how well you can work in a team. Volunteering is a great source of experience, particularly if you can work with vulnerable people and gain practical hands-on caring experience. And this could be mentoring another person, motivating or teaching others, volunteering within a healthcare team, or anything else. The gold standard work experience is hands-on experience in healthcare. Support roles including hospital receptionists, porters, care homes, auxiliary nurse, healthcare assistants. They're all incredibly valuable pieces of experience, and in fact we are starting to see some medical schools looking for a substantial period of paid healthcare experience before you apply to medical school. Work shadowing is also valuable, but try to talk to a range of people to develop your understanding of the profession. Junior doctors and senior staff are good sources of information about different career paths and what it's really like to work as a doctor. Reflect on good practice when you see it. A useful tip is to keep a reflective diary of your experiences to help you remember and learn from them. Reflect on things that you observe. Think about how a team came together to resolve a problem, and think about how you would feel in that situation. Positions of responsibility can also offer relevant experience for medicine. Committee membership, leadership positions, project management, anything where you have driven a project, made a difference to something, made a change. Again, these can all show your engagement with the subject and show your ability to develop yourself within an environment. On this slide, I've tried to detail some of the key areas that you need to cover in your personal statement. The first, and one of the most important, is your commitment to medicine. In this section, think about how your interests developed. Think about your personal experiences, your work experiences, and demonstrate that you have a realistic understanding of the profession. Importantly, when you think about your commitment to medicine, you need to be demonstrating you've followed up your interest, that you've taken further steps to investigate further, and that you've built on your experience. Detailing the experience you've had is a fundamental part of the personal statement. You need to show that you've gained an insight into the work of the doctor. Hands-on experience is better than simply observing if you can, so do try to gain hands-on caring experience, as this will make a big difference to your application. Think about what you've learnt about the caring profession and about yourself. How have you built on this experience? What have you done next as a result of this fantastic piece of experience that really motivated you? What did you do next to really build on that? And what skills can you bring from other work or extracurricular experiences? Use your interests and positions of responsibility to show that you're a rounded individual and have a good work-life balance. Include some information on your education so far. If you've undertaken a science degree, perhaps some of the practical scientific skills that you've developed will be relevant for studying medicine. You may have undertaken a relevant project or piece of research that demonstrates that you've really engaged with an area of medicine. Specifically, how have you managed your own learning? Medicine is a subject that requires real independent thinking. When have you done this before? How can you prove that you engage with your subject and take every opportunity to learn more? It's also important in a personal statement to think about how you're suited to a particular course, what you can bring to the course, and how you will approach the demands of it. If you would like further support with your written application for studying graduate medicine, then you can download our guide on making an application to graduate medicine, which covers options, funding, personal statements in more detail, and interviews. If you'd like feedback on your written application for medicine, then you can use our applications advice service, which is offered most days, Monday to Friday, throughout the year. If you'd like to talk in more depth about your own options and decisions, or would like to talk through your personal statement and what experience can go into that, then you can book a confidential guidance appointment with one of our experienced careers consultants. There are many useful online resources available to support you in the application to study medicine as a graduate. The 3 listed here bring together some of the key aspects. The Medical School Council has an official entry guide each year which details entry criteria for all of the medical schools and looks at how your application is processed by each. So you can take a look at this to determine how they're going to use your personal statement. Then there is Student Room, which is an unofficial opportunity to hear from other students who are also applying to graduate medicine. Finally, the Medic Portal offers hints and tips, including advice for making your application and sample interview questions. This concludes this talk on making your application. Further talks in the series include graduate entry to medicine different courses, entry requirements, funding, admissions tests, and getting relevant graduate entry into medicine experience. Thank you very much for listening.